in South Africa and then globally?
It's actually much more common than we think, but unfortunately men often don't come forward with the condition and try and manage it themselves. But it really is something that has to be taken seriously because it can often be the first sign of a chronic disease like diabetes or cardiovascular disease. So I really encourage men to have it checked out and not just to, leave it and think it'll go away by itself.
So you can't just think, oh, it's a normal part of growing older and you sort of deal with it. If it happens, it's best to go and check it out.
Yes, especially in younger men, although it is more common as one gets older, but in younger men it happens a lot, and it's usually often related to stress, but it can also be a sign of depression. It can also come with taking medications like antidepressants or antihypertensives. And as I said earlier, it can be the first sign of cardiovascular disease. So if you're in your 30s or 40s and you suddenly experience ED, really have it checked out by your doctor. Make sure that you don't have some underlying cardiovascular disease. And the biggest problem is stress. It really does affect men and their sexual functioning. And so ED can often be a sign and symptom of that.
Why do you think some men hide it, and what are the myths really behind it? Some of the myths at least.
Yeah, I think some of the myths are that you're not good enough, that you're not a good lover, that you're not a man. And, really it is, most of the time, 85% of the cases, it's actually a physiological problem. And only 10% of the time it's got to do with psychological. So sort out your stress levels. If you smoke, stop smoking, cut down on alcohol, change maybe your diet, exercise, and really have a look at what is actually causing you stress on a psychological level and on a physiological level. And sometimes it can also be very much related to relationship issues, and that has to be taken into account as well. But luckily there's a lot of herbal supplements out there that one can take, as well as the well-known ones like Viagra, Cialis and Levitra, which are your pharmaceuticals. But there's fantastic herbal supplements like horny goatweed, Tribulus terrestris, rock hard weekend. There's a lot of products available, so men should not suffer in silence.
Could you just mention those names again, Giulia? My floor manager is very interested in the herbal remedies.
Yes, well, the herbal remedies, there's fantastic ones available. For example, ginkgo biloba, also horny goatweed, Tribulus terrestris, and rock hard weekend is also fantastic.
Rock hard weekend, is that another name?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, there you go, Herman,
yes.
That's for you. Let's move on quickly. It's not dangerous in any way. It might be a precursor to some other disease.
Actually, Eben, it can be. It's not dangerous per se, but it's often a sign and symptom of a possible underlying disease like diabetes or cardiovascular disease. So it has to be checked out and made sure that one understands what is causing the problem. Is it physical? Is it psychological? Is it stress? Is it your relationship? Don't ignore it, sort it out.
And aside from the drugs, if you do lifestyle changes, like maybe a little bit more exercise, better diet, could that also then help in the long-term treatment?
Absolutely. Lifestyle plays a huge role in managing it. Stop smoking if you can, cut down alcohol, look at your diet, exercise absolutely, manage your stress. And this is a time of the year where we have more time available. We're stopping working, so start an exercise program. Something that you enjoy, that you can do on a regular basis, and really try and manage your eating, especially over this festive season. Don't go overboard because you'll pay the price later. So lifestyle really has a huge impact in terms of managing ED.
Giulia Criscuolo, thank you very much for that very interesting contribution this morning. Erectile dysfunction, well, it affects